Well, howdy. Hello. Guten Tag. Ohio. It is I, the MCZX. You're probably wondering, why are we getting another recording? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Inspiration happened. A moment happened. I heard something so beautiful that I needed it to be recorded on wax. I needed that. I need you all to hear this. Let me set the scene. You know me and Shino. We're brothers. We love pro wrestling. AAA gave us something very beautiful. A quite poignant story came to an end last night with El Grande Americano versus OG El Grande Americano. It was fantastic. The energy was amazing. It was everything you would want as a pro wrestling fan. You know me and Shino love pro wrestling. It's our favorite performance art. It is something I've been watching since I was a little tot. You know what happened today? Some slop. It rhymed. See what I did there? Look. Shino was ranting and raving, and I felt inspired by his passion, his energy, his outright disgust with the company that is WWE right now. It's like you have one good thing, which is AAA, and AAA has some more good storylines cooking. Looking at you, Callaway and Mysterio. It looks like you guys got some stuff that I have to pay attention to moving forward. But the rest of it, not so much. NXT's in a rebuilding phase. Raw is background noise. And SmackDown, Jesus Christ. No one wants to watch that. And you can say what you want about AEW, but AEW at least is giving me pro wrestling, especially if I pay $50 for it. I'm getting matches after matches after matches after matches, and the stories behind them. Yes, it's hit and miss sometimes, but they're on a hot streak right now. I gotta say it, they are absolutely on one. The indies are killing it. Support your local indie. Go see Wildcat Sports. X-Rated's coming up very soon. You might want to get some tickets to that. They just had a show yesterday. What am I getting at, guys? There's so much I can say, but why do I need to say it? I shouldn't. You should hear what I heard. And that's why I'm calling in the big guns. That's why I'm calling in the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Phoenix, Shino Phoenix. That's right, I called him in. And he's going to let you all know what the hell is going on with the current product of WWE. Now, are we going to agree on everything? No, obviously. We're brothers. Brothers don't agree on everything. He might have some conflicting things to say about AEW. He may have some things to say about the Indies. He might. But I know one thing we agree upon, and that's, the main products right now, outside of AAA, are ass. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, you might hear some spicy language. You know how to deal with that, don't you? Ain't you an adult? Adults know how to deal with spicy language. You just cut it off. Just letting you know it's coming. Because passion produces foul language sometimes. I shouldn't have to even give you guys a warning that there's foul language. And yes, I know the first half of it was recorded only on one side. Yes, I know. I blame the producers for this. It's okay. The rest of it's fixed. Anyway, take it away, Shino! Oh boy, you guys are about to get lit up like a Christmas tree. Enjoy!
You know, I haven't done, a podcast in God knows how long. God knows how long I haven't done a podcast. But I have been summoned, as usual, because I'm just fed up. I'm legitimately fed up. And, I watched the product so you don't have to. So you don't have to submit yourself to torture every single week. But when you insult my intelligence And when you make boneheaded decisions and you just, I can go on and on. You're in the process of losing me completely. We had an excellent Double or Nothing. Like, and the best part, there was no commercials. We had an excellent AAA show on Saturday. Best part, no commercials. Wow. What a concept. Then you get Clash in Italy, which I know there are people who may like it because of the crowd. And look, the international crowds put the U.S. crowds to shame. But when you watch it and you feel nothing, and you're just wondering, that's it? That's how you follow up a great AAA show that they put on yesterday? Look, I speak as a fan, not a WWE fan, just a wrestling fan in general. How come I could sit here and watch the show and nitpick every problem that I see on your show? Like, on your show. Why do you have 2 separate tag team divisions? Have you not learned the last time you did it? Oh, but it's all about opportunity. My ass is opportunity. And you want to talk about fixing your tag team division when you release the Wyatts, you release the Motor City Machine Guns, you let the New Day walk because you want them to take a 50% pay cut because you don't know how to fucking negotiate. Do I need to say more? Ciampa is in AEW, and Johnny is just, like, laying on production crates like he lost his soul. So, can I ask this simple question to anybody who is listening right now? Are you still enjoying the product? Because that honeymoon period, that's been gone. It's been gone since 2025. Don't even get me started about how they booked the women's divisions. Like, Liv Morgan, she won the title from Stephanie Vaquer. She hasn't even defended the title since. Why? Because they want to wait until Stephanie gets back when you got a plethora of women that are itching for an opportunity? And you're just waiting on Stephanie Vaquer? No disrespect to Stephanie Vaquer. You got other women like Io Sky. You got other women like a Maxine Dupree, even though she's not ready for that main event slot. You got Ivy Nile, who's been stepping up her game and not being featured. Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on. But it's coming to a point where I'm just tired of seeing Liv with the title. Like, you've been teasing this breakup with the Judgment Day. Just do it. It's overstayed its welcome. It really has. Let Roxanne do her own thing. Let Raquel do her own thing. Let JD McDonough do his own thing. And let Dominic Mysterio do his own thing. The women's division right now is suffering. Like, Asuka's in Japan right now. Like, she's still under contract. She's still employed, but she's taking some time off due to personal reasons. And whatever that personal reason is, hopefully it gets taken care of. Like, you let go of Kairi Sane in the middle of a fucking storyline. What a concept. You let go of Zoe Stark, who just recovered from an injury.
Correct.
Like, and you want me to believe that you guys got... Like, don't get me wrong. You got the greatest women's division on the main roster, but the execution is mid. SmackDown. Don't even get me started with SmackDown. I haven't watched SmackDown ever since they moved it to 3 hours. It is the worst pro wrestling show of this year. There's little to no effort. You got people just sitting there quietly, not reacting to a goddamn thing for the most part. Like, I can't even bother watching SmackDown because it's just not an enjoyable show. Yeah, there's a sprinkle of good here and there, but it's still not a good show. And then you're going to have the idiots try to defend the product when they know it's bad.
Shinsuke's on that show.
And may I remind you that you got Shinsuke Nakamura, you got Johnny Gargano, you got Ilya freaking Dragunov! He's not even there! Like, you have Ilya Dragunov. You know, the guy who was the United States champion, who did the Open Challenge. And by the way, the Open Challenge, it don't matter what promotion it is. It don't matter if it's WWE, AEW, TNA, or any place. Open challenges are played out. I am tired of open challenges. It is the most overused, like, running gag, the running trope in pro wrestling. Now, when it works, it works. But when you overuse it, like the Obafemi Open Challenge, which, look, I love Obafemi. He doesn't need an open challenge. Just give him some enhancement talents from wherever you are and let him showcase his dominance. Yeah, but let's use the War Raiders, who, by the way, are the AAA Tag Team Champions. They won that last night. Let's use Los Garza as bodies. Yeah, that's a good way to say that we care about our tag team division. Yeah, that's a good way to say that you care about your fucking tag team division. Give me a fucking break. Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
But they're in AAA.
But AAA, let me mention this. If you have not seen AAA's latest show, Noches de Las Gardas, if I pronounced it wrong, I apologize. It was an excellent show, top to bottom. Rey Fenix and Laredo Kid tear the freaking house down. And do you know what that match exposed? Rey Fenix is part of the SmackDown roster, right? So why don't you have any creative plans for Rey Fenix? And yes, the Lucha Bros have championship gold. One's in AAA, one's in WWE. What else do you want me to say? Like, at least Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, understands Rey Fenix. Hey, Big Nose Paul Levesque, can you do right for once? Then you had Vikingo and Dr. Wagner Jr. It was a good match. Really good match. And yes, there was interference, but it worked. You had Vikingo winning the light heavyweight championship from Dr. Wagner Jr. Good stuff. And I can't wait to see what he does with that title. The War Raiders take on Pagano and Psycho Clown. Again, long-term storyline. Tensions between Pagano and Psycho Clown. Can they coexist? This is the time I will allow the can they coexist to work. And it worked. They were not on the same page. You had the War Raiders taking advantage. And they are the AAA Tag Team Champions. Now, they're the only team to win Tag Gold in WWE, in New Japan, and Ring of Honor. And now you could add AAA, but sooner or later they're going to add, I don't know if they won the TNA tag titles. If not, then they should definitely do that. Because, I mean, you guys are partnered with TNA. You do realize that, right? But you feature mostly NXT guys and AJ Styles, but still, you can feature talent that you're not even using on the main roster to TNA and AAA. Simple as that. You do it with AAA, but you don't do it with TNA. Where's the standard in that? But anyway, Pagano and Psycho Clown, they break up. We knew it was going to happen. But the main event. You want an example of an excellent match, an excellent story with a weird gimmick that people did not like at first, but now they've warmed up to it, and long-term storylines, a long-term story that just was executed to perfection. And I don't use that with pro wrestling that much because there is nothing in pro wrestling that's perfect. But this This right here, in my honest opinion, is one of the greatest stories of the year. The OG El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano, or as we call it, Gable Americano and Kaiser Americano. And these two put on one of the best matches that I ever sat through. And do you want to know what makes this match special? Feelings. You have the feeling. Like, there was near falls. There was a case where we were thinking that the OG El Grande Americano was going to win. Like, it's getting you on the edge of your seat, standing up, getting excited. Like, I could feel that in AAA. I can't feel it in WWE. Like, NXT, they're on the rebuilding phase because they gutted half of the people on NXT. And I think that's going to continue because they're going to need some women on the show. You don't say. You don't say. Because I already know the list of names that they're going to call up. There's reports that Nikita Lyons might be getting called up and might be moving to Monday Night Raw. There's names like Kalani Jordan, who I honestly think is ready to begin with, but her as a heel, she's killing it. Like, Lola Vice, most definitely, I could see her getting called up, probably on SmackDown, because Damian Priest is there on SmackDown. As for some other names, I don't know. Maybe Izzy Dame, maybe Jada Parker. I don't know. But, again, you're going to gut the women's division, even though you got to stack women's division to begin with, but you got to be in that rebuilding phase again. Because this is what NXT is. It's a rebuilding pattern. You're going to have good shows. You're going to have some shows. Like, NXT I could watch because it's simple. I like seeing future talent step up their game. Like, well, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, Tony D'Angelo. He's the current NXT champion. The Mafia gimmick was not going to work on the main roster. It would have been dead the moment he got there. But he changed himself into, like, this vigilante, and he looks much better than he was a while back. And don't even get me started with the call-ups. Like, look, I love Trick Williams. I think he's great. I think the pairing with Lil Yachty is fine, but honestly, Trick is fine by himself. He doesn't need Lil Yachty. No disrespect to Lil Yachty. Ricky Saints, yeah, let's debut him in against a champion where he will eventually lose. They did the same thing with Sol Ruka. They need to do a better job with these call-ups. Just saying. Like, the only call-up that kind of makes sense is Obafemi. But after Clash in Italy, yeah, the 50-50 booking needs to stop. Why is Triple H and this creative team afraid to take a risk? We don't need to play safe. We don't, like, and I'm not trying to say predictability is a bad thing. I'm not. But there's a time and a place where you can just take the risk and get the audience by the you-know-what. And have them be shocked. You care about moments, right? You care about moments, but you fail to follow through. For the most part. No, not for the most part. Mostly all the time. The bloodline stuff. I love Roman. I love Jacob Fatu. But I am bloodline fatigued. I don't want to see the bloodline I don't want to see the bloodline storyline anymore on my wrestling show. Like, it's overstayed its welcome. You got to start building new stars. You really need to. Like, you can't just depend on Cody. You can't depend on Roman. You can't depend on Randy because sooner or later they're going to be gone. And you got to start building towards your future. You got Braun Breaker until you get rid of the Vision. Braun is better off by himself. Just saying. And I this is the thing that really gets me. I saw the brackets for the King and Queen of the Ring. And it starts on Monday. Okay? The Women's Queen of the Ring. I'm going to pull this up on my phone right now. Like, I'm going to pull it up on my phone right now. Like, while this is being recorded. Like, and you could tell I am literally in some mood right now. So, this is a four-way. you know, a 4-way, and then we get to the semifinals where it's just 1v1. You know, you can make it simple by just doing 1v1, 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 1v1 on each side, but it's a fatal 4-way because why not? The top left. This is the one that really irks me on the Queen of the Ring side. You got Becky Lynch, you got Bliss, you got Chelsea Green, and you got Liv Morgan. Now keep in mind, like, are y'all following me on this? Are you guys following me on this?
I thought this was a tournament.
This is they said it's the Queen of the Ring tournament, but this is not a tournament. This is a 4-way. It's a 4-way. Tournaments are supposed to be 1v1. But you're doing a 4-way. And keep in mind, the winner of the King and Queen of the Ring, they challenged the champions. One of the champions, whether it's the WWE champion or the world champion at SummerSlam. I don't know if it's the WWE championship. They didn't specify if it's just that or the world championship. But I look at the upper left. Why is Liv Morgan? Keep in mind, Liv Morgan is the women's world champion. And she hasn't defended the title since she beat Stephanie Vaquer on Monday Night Raw. Like, she hasn't defended the title since. You threw pretty much some of your tag teams, some of your women's tag teams in this bracket. Like Bliss, you got Charlotte, you have Julia and Kiana James, you have Roxanne and Raquel. Meanwhile, you have Blake Monroe, you have Maxine, you have Ivy Now, you have Jordan Grace. Where the hell are they? But yeah, your champs, they're in this tournament, right? The tournament, the champs need to be exempt from being in the tournament. They could give a lazy excuse as to why Liv is in this tournament. It makes no sense. Actually, having champs on there, current champs like Sol Ruka and Liv Morgan, and I think those are the only two that I could think of right now. Those are the only two I could think of. You have Lynch, who just lost the Intercontinental title to Sol Ruka. You had Cargill, who lost her rematch to Rhea Ripley, which was fairly predictable, even though it was a solid match, when we all knew what the outcome was going to be. You got Perez and Lash Legend that are part of a team / stable, Judgment Day and the Irresistible Forces. And you have Io Sky and Julia, which, look, it would work better if it was a 1v1. If it was Io Sky and Julia, that would sell a lot of tickets, in my honest opinion, if you know how to play your cards right. But we can't even do that right. We can't even do that right. But if I had to make this prediction, I'm going to give y'all my prediction. In the upper left, Stephanie Vaquer is going to come back. She's going to cost Liv Morgan the match. It's either going to be Becky Lynch, which, I mean, I don't care. I don't care. I love Becky. I really do. But honestly, they should give this to Chelsea Green. This woman has worked her ass off. This woman is given, she's given some bad stuff, but she knows how to make it work. She should be given that opportunity to be advancing into the next round, which she's not going to win. But it looks like what they're going to do, they're going to do Lynch, they're going to do Sol Ruka, they're probably going to do Io Sky, and maybe JC Jane. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're doing. Like, a tournament should just be 1v1 to make it intriguing. It shouldn't be a 4-way. It shouldn't just be one fall. Like, it needs to just be a simple one-on-one tournament to advance to the next round. What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? Like, you really don't have any creative ideas on how you could make this tournament mean something. Like, do you not care about what the so-called vocal minorities are trying to tell you to make the product better? You rather ignore them? I don't give two solitary shits on how much revenue you're making, how much money you're making. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit, and neither do the fans. You keep treating them like suckers. Yeah, let's jump from the WWE Network, which honestly all of you should have appreciated it when you had it. And now we jump from Hulu to Peacock and now to ESPN, which you got to pay $30 to watch a B-level mid fucking PLE with little to no effort and no soul. Again, may I ask to the heads of TKO, to the creative team of WWE, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? How come you get podcasters who can make your product better, but you refuse to listen to the constructive criticism? Like, we're not trying to hate on the fucking product. We just want the product to be watchable. We want the product to be enjoyable. We don't want to spend an arm and a leg to go to your shitty shows and spend like $500 or $200 on a nosebleed section. Get with the program. Get with the program. It's just... It's so... Like, you guys know, I used to be doing a podcast before. I used to do a podcast called No One's Ready for Wrestling. I took a sabbatical because I was just not having fun with the current product. Like, not the podcast, just wrestling in general. Like, I still watch, and I just give my constructive criticism. It's just... The more I just try to watch, is like, you're making me treat your shows like background noise. Do you want that? Do you want people to just say, I don't watch the product anymore? Do you want to know how many people who come to my stream when I talk pro wrestling who tell me they don't watch the product anymore? It's not their fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. I have been a passionate wrestling fan for God knows how long. If there's one thing I don't want my intelligence to be insulted. You should never in a million years insult my intelligence. You shouldn't insult the fans' intelligence. You shouldn't treat your fans like suckers. You shouldn't treat your fans like, we got them. I honestly don't know. Something has to change within TKO. Or better yet, Vince shouldn't have never sold it to TKO in the first place. So, yeah, Vince, it's on you still, but the creative is definitely on Paul Levesque. He's not escaping this. He's just not. He's not escaping that. That's going to be on him for the rest of his life. Until he gets his shit together. Like, if you want to see talent that are not being featured, you see the same fucking weekend of the same bullshit every single time to the point where you're just seeing this formula. And it's like, I can't. It's so repetitive. That's the best way I could describe it. It is so repetitive. Y'all need to do better. Y'all seriously need to do better. Like, and again, to the idiots who want to try to defend this, let me say it again. I don't want to shit on the product. I just want it to be good. Do you want it to be good? Do you want to sit through a mid show? You don't want mid. You want better. Like, you want better. Like, I criticize AEW, And they put on decent shows. They put on good shows. Their pay-per-views, it's either it's a home run, it's great, or it's just, But mostly, it's home runs because I'm enjoying the show. Indie shows, like, this is why I tell people, support independent pro wrestling. We have Wildcat down here. There's other independent promotions like House of Glory. There's, like, support those companies, dude. Like, they need that support. Like, if you are disenfranchised with pro wrestling or WWE, yes, there's alternatives like AEW. There's alternatives like New Japan. There's alternatives everywhere. Just find said alternative that makes you happy. There's MLW. MLW's doing good stuff right now. Like, I usually don't watch MLW, but I hear good things about it. Like, there's CMLL. Hell, you could watch AAA. Watch their show that they did. Watch the show that they did and tell me you will feel the same thing. Like, I had feelings. I felt emotions. Why can't I feel it on WWE's Raw? Sometimes NXT. SmackDown in particular. Like, where's the feeling? Like, that's all I gotta say, man. Like, I just want this to be better. You all want it to be better. And I don't know what else to say. I honestly don't know what else to say. Like, just, I honestly don't know. I said my piece. Shino Phoenix, signing off. Take care, guys.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. That's what I call scorched earth. That's what I call the truth. That's what I call a rant for the ages. That was beautiful. I loved it. And I hope you enjoyed that. More stuff like that coming in the future. Rants, reviews, stuff. You never know what's going to come down the pipeline. We hope you enjoyed this. This is the MCZX. You take care. You be good. Give yourself a try. And we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.